Al tid'ag al hamachal. Don't worry on tomorrow. Don't be afraid on what's going to happen tomorrow. V'zehu klal gadol ba'avodat Hashem. It's a big rule, important rule in avodat Hashem. Uvemilchemet hayetzer hara. And on the war of a yetzer hara, with the yetzer hara. Ki al yedei ha'avodah, because by that work of hayom im bekolot ishmau, shel hayom im bekolot ishmau, that we need to serve Hashem Yitbarach today, to think about today, like we learned in the last few days in that Maseh, that when a person feels that life is too heavy on his shoulders and he doesn't know how to deal with tomorrow, with the day after tomorrow, with 20 years from today, what should he do? He should focus in today. He should think about his obligations of today and to fulfill them and to make them, and this is it. And then tomorrow, even if tomorrow he's got a huge trouble waiting for him tomorrow, he need to pay his rent. Tomorrow, if he gonna put his effort in reaching and achieving that amount tomorrow, he gonna achieve it. But because that he is worried so many days and he's afraid so many days, he's getting to that day with no powers anymore. So because he doesn't have powers anymore, he won't gonna succeed in that day to achieve the things that you need to achieve. But if you're putting all of your powers in today, even if you have huge things to achieve today, huge things to achieve, you're going to achieve them. You're going to succeed. So, if the person is doing that job of Hayom im bekolot ishmau, of serving Hashem Yitbarach today, so en nisayon shelo yuchal ha'adam la'amod bo. There is no test that the person cannot stand in. You're going to make everything. You're going to succeed everything. Even if those things are huge, you're going to make it. כי גם כאשר מתגברת עליו איזו תאווה. Because even if any kind of desires, of lust are getting over him, try to conquer his mind, או מידה רעה, or a bad midah, bad behavior, בצורה נוראה מאוד, in a very strong way, if a desires try to fight against the person in a very, very hard way, אם ישים לנגד עיניו, if he gonna put in front of his eyes, רק את אותה השעה, only that hour, וישאר בדעתו, and he gonna think to himself, שעליו לעמוד בניסיון, that you have to stand in that test, רק בשעה זו, only in that hour, יוכל בוודאי לעמוד בניסיון. For sure he gonna stand in that test. For sure. You need to stand in the test for now. The Yetzer Hara is coming. He is attacking. He's telling you, listen, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this, you have to do that. If you're going to stop, tell him, alright, I'm going to do whatever you say in 5 minutes. I'm just reading Tikkun HaKlali and then I'm doing it. I'm doing it! If you're going to read that Tikkun HaKlali, if you're going to wait those 5 minutes, you will never going to do that. The Yetzer Hara is pushing you to decide now what to do. Like that it's written in Tikkun HaKlali, Belachatz oyev. When you're stressed, this is your enemy. When you're stressed, you're deciding things. Yetzer Hara cannot force you to do nothing. He's just trying to convince you to decide to sin yourself. But you're going to be the one that's going to decide in the end. So when the Yetzer Hara is pushing you, you should push him back and just to say, later. You're right, later. Because he's pushing you, because he's finding the power to push you, because he's telling you that there is no hope, that never the thing's gonna get better, that for sure always you're gonna stay in the same situation. This is how he's pushing you to break something. He's telling you, look how Ma'ariv, it's very hard for you every evening to daven Ma'ariv, every evening you're coming late, every evening to daven Ma'ariv. So you decide, alright, I cannot daven Ma'ariv. And you stop from davening Ma'ariv. But chas v'shalom. But if you're going to say, but I don't need to think about how much that it's hard. I need to stay awake only for another 10 minutes. This is it. I need to daven Ma'ariv now, and it's the last Ma'ariv ever. Tomorrow I'm not going to daven Ma'ariv. For sure. Alright, you're right. But today, last Ma'ariv. Daven that Ma'ariv. you're going to daven it. You're going to find the powers to daven that Ma'ariv. Even if you're dead tired, even if you're not able to daven Ma'ariv. If you feel exhausted, you're going to daven Ma'ariv. If it's the last Ma'ariv, it's the last thing that you should do today, you're going to do it. You're going to make it.
He said a story, I think, about the Chafetz Chaim, if I'm not mistaken, that he woke up in the morning and washed on Tilas Yadayim, and he was, I don't know if he'd even gotten out of his bed, and the Yetzer Hara said to him, you're an older man already, and it's cold out and everything, why don't you just stay in bed a little bit longer? So he jumped out of bed and he said, I'm not listening to your Yetzer. He says, why? He said, because you're a lot older than me, and you're already up.
כי לשעה אחת, because for 1 hour, בוודאי יש בכוחו לעמוד בניסיון. For sure he can find the power to stand in that test. וברגע שידחה את היצר הרע לשעה קלה, and in the moment that he's going to push the יצר הרע from him, even for small time, for a short time, היצר הרע יידחה לגמרי. The יצר הרע won't be there anymore. The power of the יצר הרע is לשעתו. He's coming like a storm. He's pushing. He wants you to convince you now. If you're going to push him for 1 second, for 2 seconds, this is it. He's going to disappear. He won't be able to come again. It won't be him. רק מחמת, just because, שאינו משים לנגד עיניו רק אותה השעה, just because that the person is not looking on that same specific hour, just he is thinking about the future, והיצר הרע מראה לו, and the יצר הרע is showing to him, שהניסיון יתמשך עוד ועוד, that the test is going to be longer, it's going to take years on years on years, and you will never going to succeed, and it's going to be even more heavy, and what you're going to do then, and what you're going to do then, and what you're going to do, and because that Yetzer Hara is showing to you all of the weight of the future, also he's putting it on your back. וכמובן, and for sure, of course, האדם לא מאמין, the person cannot believe, שיוכל לעמוד בהתגברות כזו למשך זמן רב, that he can stand in those kind of tests for years on years on years, because it's going to be too heavy. לכן הוא נשבר. This is why he is breaking himself. הוא מתייאש and give up מראש, before the test is even coming. Just from the thoughts, he's given up. ונכנע ליצר הרע, and surrender to the יצר הרע. ואילו היה יודע, but if he would know, שהניסיון לא יימשך זמן רב, that the test won't be for a long period of time, just it's for 1 hour test, בוודאי היה מתחזק לעמוד בו. For sure he would find the power to stand in the test, והיה מצליח, and he would succeed. עניין זה מובא בזוהר הקדוש. That thing is written in the זוהר הקדוש. שאם היו בני ישראל, that if בני ישראל were דוחים את מעשה העגל, were pushing, how do you say דוחים? Push away, rejecting the golden calf action to create it, ולו לכמה רגעים בלבד, even just for a few moments, they would say, not now, in 5 minutes we're going to do that. היו נמנעים ממנו. They would not do it.
Postponing.
ואומר הזוהר, and the Zohar is saying, שבזה טעה אהרון, that was the mistake of אהרון הכהן, שהיה לו לעכב את הדבר באיזה אופן, that he should postpone it in any way that he could. Something to say, alright, come in 15 minutes.
I thought that's what he did. Didn't he make a whole balagan over there to make it a little bit longer?
Tell them, give me